and welcome to the Nationals Breakdown. March 28th is the date, right? It's right around the corner. I'm assuming it's somewhere in the neighborhood of, I don't know, 10 days from now. Who knows? I don't really care. But hear me out. Be ready. Be ready. All right? I'm the one, I'm the only hardest working man in American Sumo, JJ Jones. This match is two heavyweights colliding. And when I say two heavyweights, it's a light heavyweight that just didn't want to cut for this, and then a heavyweight, right? So we have Matt from Sequoia, Big Matt from Sequoia, and Danny Avila from Honu Sumo. Woo! It's a match of collision. Just know that if there was a person standing right in the middle of them when that tachiai hits, they may not make it to Rush Hour 4. Did you know they're making a Rush Hour 4? They're doing it. Sorry, got sidetracked. Deuces. All right. Let's go ahead and go Matt from Sequoia, Big Matt from Sequoia, against Big Dan from SoCal. OC, Honu, whatever, like it's been around. Uh, all right. So from here, the knuckles hit, and you can already tell that Matt has some work to do, right? It's really hard for him to get his knuckles onto the floor, and then it ends up making him do kind of like a little bounce, right? So just the fingertips are touching, and then it's a knuckles down, right? It's like from the second that the fingers touch, technically, the Gyoji can call it, right? That there is a little bit of a cleanup time with the Hikimasyo. I'm sure that there are some referees in the game that might hesitate when somebody bounces, right? They might think, oh, their knuckles came back off the floor. It's just a difficult space to be in. So you got to work the mobility, you got to work opening up that base, but you can tell that in this space, let's see if I can get my little angles going. It's not the worst, but oh no, that's not quite the right angles. Yeah, I can't really get the angles because we're kind of curved to the side. But Danny is in a solid touchy eye position, right? Ready to go, looking forward. Matt, on the other hand, is in a space where he's kind of making a seven of his body, trying to get those knuckles down. Not enough weight here. What ends up happening because you don't have enough weight in your hands, you will have to come straight up. And then from there, let's see where the match goes. All right. So it starts off, and Danny comes in, and Danny has a few different touchy eyes, right? He has like a solid four, a solid four. Two of them are like A1. One's a little bit more like experimental, and then one I'm not even sure if he knows that he's doing. I'm sure that he has more after that, right? We all have like about like 5 to 7 touch eyes that we kind of play around with, but he has two that are really solid. One of them is that double hands on the outside, especially when working with a bigger person. Um, and it's because of um, like mass measurement management. There we go, mass measurement. It's really hard if the person is pushing that like 500 or even like anywhere around 500 for him to push forward from there. Danny is generally um, a competitor in light heavyweight, so him competing in heavyweight is difficult. Does he walk around basically in heavyweight? Yes, but heavyweight is from 254 and above. He has really good power at that, like the top of light heavyweight. I think that the mass giants are tough, right? Like like a Manny Yarborough if we're thinking historical, or like a Kunishiki if we're still thinking historical. Like that kind of body is hard to push. And so he has navigated that water by going for the double outside, and then from there, utilizing the mawashi with rotation and utilizing the fact that he can kind of spin around them. So, Oopie. So let's watch this one more time. Boom. He hits, head hits the body, and Matt barely moves, right? Like there's one little step. It's one little step. Wow. And that's a Danny hit. That's a good, solid Danny head hit, right? Boom. Hits. And then from there, Matt is pushing forward, pushing forward, pushing forward. And it's a lot for Danny to deal with. But then he adds in rotation. And then after the rotation, he's able to thrust him out. Let's watch that again, right? So immediately, the hit. Very strong hit. Great head connection. Uh, Not the biggest fan of this foot being that high, but that's a part of it when he's trying to cover the distance. But what ends up happening is he's Matt is like the Terminator, man. So zoom in a little bit here. Matt, Matt is very much like the Terminator. So he's able to walk that off and then keep driving forward, right? So let's go ahead and restart this. Boom, walking forward. Right? And you can see the size difference. Now, this is wild to think about the size difference, which makes me think I've never really stood next to Matt because Danny feels like I feel like a child around Danny, which would make Matt make me feel like I don't even know, man. Like Attack on Titan, I don't even know, man. It's different. It's different. All right. So, as he's pushing, you can see Danny all getting right up to the Tawada. And then instead of him immediately pushing back, so let's go ahead and zoom into the footwork, right? So that's where the magic of sumo generally is. So as he gets to the Tawada, he notices where he's at and he starts pivoting. Right. So let's come up a little higher so we can see that pivot. Pivot of the hips. Boom. Pivot of the hips. Boom. One more time. He pivots. Once that left foot steps, he uses that and he resets the hip, right? A lot of times, what people do, unseasoned people, they'll pivot and they'll be a little bit more straight in the leg as they pivot. So they won't get that spring. Immediately, Danny hits down. Look at that hip connection. Ah, ready to go. Ready to go. So now from here, let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Driving, 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 and look at that hip action. All right, look at that hip action. Pop, pop, pop. The hips keep driving. The hips don't lie. The hips don't lie. They're going to keep going. Let me go ahead and change these. The hips will keep driving. Watch the hips. Watch the hips, as I say. Watch the hips. It's all in the hips. Bop, bop, bop. And then from there, falls right on top. So clean, so clean. Let's go ahead and watch that without me talking over. Do, 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 do. And jump.
Wanted this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Work with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it and next. Whip this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with